Welcome, Jang.
Thank you very much, Neelam, for having me here uh, and saying
Hey,
so good
Jang.
words for me.
Hey, Jang. What's this with your beard and long hair?
Oh, wow. That's my, Corona look. Uh,
Oh,
I haven't gone to barber since 4th of March last year. So it's more
oh
than
my.
1 year long, and I don't feel comfortable going to such a close contact with somebody.
I think you're right there.
And the other thing, I always wanted to have long hair, so it gave me an excuse to
Great.
try it
One
out.
life to live. One life to live, and you are really living it well. So, Jang, I want to ask you, do stun us by telling us all about the health issues that you have so bravely fought.
My health issues. I grew up in India, and after my formal education, I moved to Fiji Islands. I was a lecturer over there. And from there in 1984, I must be like around 27, 28, I moved to States here in California. One night, I just woke up
Yes.
with a slight pressure around my chest. And when I went to emergency, they told me that I might be having heart issues. They did EKG and everything, and my habits were not even good in those days. I didn't care about anything. My diet was mainly this fast food and sodas. Mm, no exercise at all, a lot of stress, and plus I was a smoker,
Oh,
and I had a hereditary issues. My mom, after 3 years in a 92 again, I had another heart attack,
mhm.
and this time stents were approved. There was like 3 months to stents approval. They put two stents in me, and my journey started from there. In 2000, in 1995, I again had two stents put in, and in year 2000, I had three blocks.
Oh my
So
goodness.
they did a bypass surgery, triple bypass surgery in year 2000. And soon after that, I had a stroke.
But when I met you last year, when you had come to India, I mean, nobody could have guessed that you have these problems, you know? So it's amazing. I mean, awe of your bravery. So, first of all, I want to ask you before I go on to your heart issue, I want to ask you what landed you in this health mess, in the sense, what would you advise people not to do?
The thing I talked earlier, Neelam, just like I had, you cannot avoid your hereditary, right? Whatever genes you are born with, whatever cards you have to play best with the cards you have got, right? So I was a smoker. Smoking is, when they say injurious to health, it's a very simple statement. It's
Yeah,
so I don't encourage anybody to start smoking, and people who are smoking to get into some kind of a program to quit smoking,
absolutely.
and
That's great advice.
do some cardiovascular exercise. People
Mhm.
always find an excuse not to do exercise.
Yes,
Just going for an
yes,
ordinary walk, or if you can jog, if you are in a good health, you can jog, and
true.
that's like for half an hour, 45 minutes. If you're not going to find time for yourself, it's too bad. That should take a priority over everything else. People come with an
Absolutely.
excuse that we don't have time. If you don't have
Yes.
time for your health, what good it is?
You got a heart transplant um, from a person whose family you are very close to now. So I read, in fact, you have written in this book, I Am Invincible. that there's a lovely poem that you wrote to your heart donor. And it says, I quote, I carry your heart with me. I'm never without it. Anywhere you go, I go, dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing. Tell us about this relationship that you have built.
My donor, whose name was Jose Seja, he passed away of brain injury, brain trauma. And his wish was to donate his organs. So his family came forward, and somehow I was the lucky one to get his heart and kidney. And see, at that time when I had my surgery done, I didn't know. Oh, because they don't tell you who the donor is.
Right.
And there is an organization here, Donor Network West, through, or there's another one, UNO it's called. So I wrote them a letter and asked them to forward it to my donor family.
Mhm.
Now, writing that letter was the hardest thing in my life. It took me like good 3 weeks to write 2 pages.
The first time the donor's wife met you and she hugged you was a very emotional moment.
Uh,
Tell
That,
us about
that
that
that was
moment.
that was crazy. That was crazy. Um, I was very apprehensive. I was scared myself how to
Mhm.
face that family.
Yes.
And I think feeling was mutual. They were too like little concerned about how to face me, and so we met together in we were in a meeting room which was facilitated by donor network lady, and we introduced to each other. We were crying basically.
Yes.
Tears were flowing all along in the meeting, right? It was, and my donor's daughter, she was interpreting for my donor's wife and rest of the family. And once we have introduced nicely and we had meet, then I towards the end we wanted to take some photos, and I hugged my donor's wife. She's not as tall as me, of course. She's like on the shorter side, and I hugged her for the posing for the photo. And somehow her head rested against my chest,
Oh my
right where
God.
my heart was. And she, in Spanish, she said something, and she jumped out of my embrace. And I was taken back. I said, "What happened?" Because I don't understand Spanish. And I thought maybe I touched her at the wrong place or something while posing. And then her daughter she goes, "He can hear Jose's heart in you."
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
God.
That was such a feeling. And
Such a yes.
then everybody in the family, I let them listen to their dad's heart and all
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah,
This is
that was very emotional. That was very emotional.
yes. Bless them for saving your life.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And bless you.
I cannot say more of a
And
thank
bless
you
you
to
for looking after them
yeah.
all your life. So, Jang, you truly are a brave heart. You know, if that word applies to you, it applies to you.
Um,
You're a brave heart.
I
But
don't know. I don't perceive myself sometimes like that. Things that happen in life, mm, and it brings you to doing some of the things with which other people see that it's real. like courageous, brave, heroic, and all those kind of things. But I tell you a little story. What happened to me in year 2013? At that time, my kidneys had totally failed, and I was on dialysis. And then um, before transplant, they implanted an artificial heart, a metallic heart called LVAD, left ventricle assist device, in me, which was run with the computers, and I was carrying computers, wearing all the wires on my body. And I was alive on two machines, now dialysis machine and LVAD. So one working as my kidney, one working as my heart, right?
Wow.
And I got very weak, very weak. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't get off the chair. I couldn't build a conversation. I couldn't hold my thought. My mind was getting all clogged up. And I talked to my doctor, one of the doctors. I had like 22 doctors working with on me. And
Wow.
I talked to
Which
one of my
hospital was this, John?
Kaiser Hospital. They have like about 30, 40 hospitals around here. They're a very big organization, very big organization.
You went to California?
Yeah, yeah. I was all this time I was in California and I was
Okay.
seeing the local doctors and the hospitals. And,
Yeah, go ahead.
and that doctor was kind of honest. I told him, I said, I have lost all my appetite and I have lost all my taste. And this is what I'm going through. I can't even think clearly. And he goes, you know, Jang, to be honest with you, your body has started to shut down.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, okay, then how long we have?
Uh-huh.
He goes, maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
He goes, with your situation, whatever your medical reports are telling me, it won't be long. And then you know what I told him? I told him, then why linger on? Why for another 6 weeks or 8 weeks? Why not to end it? Why
Oh
should
my,
why? Because the reason is I was not able to carry on my normal life.
yes.
I was dependent on all the machines, on all the human beings, and everybody, my family. And you know, at that stage, the doctor asked me one simple question. He goes, you got kids? I say, yes, I got two kids. You got a wife? I said, I got a wife. He goes, do you love anybody? I said, I love
Oh,
my kids and my wife a lot. And he yelled at me. All of a sudden, he changed his tone. He goes, you SOB, you don't love anybody. You're the most selfish person I've seen in my life. You only care about yourself. He goes, dying is the easiest thing for you right now. And he goes, we are like 25 of our doctors, we are working on you effortlessly. Your family loves you. They are every moment they are concerned about you. And you are thinking of dying? And
I'm glad he told you that. I'm so
he,
glad.
he swore at me. And oh man, I walked out of his office. And that made me think. And the other thing which happened, I was one day after dialysis, my daughter Vinita, she used to take me to dialysis and pick me up from there. And I told Vinita, I said, I need to talk to you. And the best time is let's pull over the car and talk here. And I told her, I said, that what doctors are telling. It's not going to be a long now. And she goes, I saw tear in her eye dropping down. And she
Yeah.
goes, She goes, no, not yet, Dad.
How?
Let's try our best. Let,
Oh,
let me talk to the doctors and let's try something. We sure can do something. And that, so these things really pulled me out of my negative thoughts. You can say
mhm.
negative, or at that stage, they were very practical thoughts.
Yes. Mhm.
And then one thing led into another. And here I am today.
After all this that you have gone through, I think you're leading the most adventurous life. While in India, you were on horsebacks and camelbacks, and you've done all kinds of adventures. So tell us something. What is your your secret recipe about becoming an invincible after an adversity?
Neelam, I've been a carefree person from beginning,
Right,
right? And I took life as it came to me,
right.
right? And I guess that's the quality which saved me.
The attitude.
See, the
Yes,
thing is, life never runs in a straight line.
sure.
We have to understand
Yes,
there's always ups and downs. Doesn't matter who it is.
yes,
They're gonna be, even with money. You'll have money tomorrow. You won't have money, or sometime in our earlier days we didn't have money. We have health, the same thing. And we always want to stay in the have things, right? And
yeah,
we don't, when we know that it's gonna happen, it's not gonna stay the same. It's
yes,
gonna fluctuate. Either it's gonna go up or down.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we are very happy when it goes up. When it goes down, then we say, "Oh, God gave me this. God gave me that. Why did He do that? Why me?" All those kind
Right.
of things. We are not mentally prepared. I
Mhm.
don't take hardship as a hardship.
Very,
It's just a phase of life,
wow.
and there's nothing wrong with it for not having a goal. If you ask me today how I look back at my life, I wouldn't
Yes,
have it in any other way. I
wow.
enjoyed it.
What a strong statement. Yes.
I enjoyed every part of it, and I'm very proud of what I went through.
Excellent, excellent. Yes. So, Jung, you have become a source of encouragement for so many people across the world. So, to summarize, what you've said is that you've discouraged people from smoking, drinking, and taking their health very lightly. Also, you have encouraged people to register for organ donation while they are alive. And I really want to thank you for giving me your story in this book. I am invincible. Would you like to show it, please?
Yes, sure. In the end, I want to tell everybody who's listening, Neelam did an excellent job of expressing, writing my story. And I encourage everybody to buy this book. It's not only about me, it's about 12 more people who went through adversities of life and they faced it face to face, and they are doing excellent today.
Thank you very much, Jung, for this shot of positivity. I want you to stay invincible. I want you to stay this incredible. And I want you to come over and visit us very soon.
With
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
thanks a lot for having me here. Thank you, Neela.